Internet, Eric here. Tonight's video is another chapter in the Bronco Eric review series, or Bronco Eric Challenge. We don't really know what the title of this series of videos is going to be, but what it is actually is me along with Bronco Juggalo over at Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies. I'll put his link in the bottom or in the description. We've been following each other for a few months now, become buddies, comment on each other's videos, what have you. And we thought it'd be cool to have our own little collaboration series where one of us not necessarily challenges the other, but just say, hey, you got to review this movie. We could either pick a movie that we think the person's going to hate, a movie the person we think is going to love, a movie we just want their opinion on, what have you. This is the third video in the series. I have a playlist on my channel. He has a playlist on his channel. We're putting everyone's videos in order. So far, we've done Strangeland and Pet Cemetery. Well, in his last video, he challenged me or told me that I need to review, and I have the picture on my iPod or my iPad because I'm videoing this off my phone. He wanted me to talk about Terrifier. Now, I had never seen this film before. I will turn that off now. I've never seen this film before. I've only seen pictures online. I've seen a couple memes. I've avoided all trailers. I've avoided all reviews because I was eventually going to make this part of my Is It Worth the Hype series. And Bronco beat me to it, and he says, I want you to review it. So here we go. This came out in according to Google, it came out in 2016. According to Netflix, it came out in 2017. I don't know what I'm going to put in the title of this, but it'll be probably whatever on Wikipedia. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I do discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you, so watch at your own risk. Basic plot of this is we're following two girls coming home from a Halloween party, and they're being viciously stalked by this psychotic clown that I just showed you. His name is Art, and they try to survive the night. That's it. What do I think about that? Wow. I had a lot of fun with this. Now, here's the thing. All I knew was it's supposedly going to be gory, and that's it. So I was going in with low expectations because that's all, from what little bit I got from the memes and this and that, was just a big gore fest. So I was going in with low expectations because if that's all they're talking about, it might not be that fun. And I had a lot of fun with this. I like this movie a lot. First off, we'll get to the non-clown characters. The clown's name is Art. But our two leads, I don't know their characters' names, but I'm just going to call them Blonde and Brunette. The blonde is very fun. She's the quirky one. She's the one who is the most drunk of the two. They're leaving a Halloween party drunk, and the brunette convinces the blonde not to drive, so they go to a diner, and they try to soak up their booze, and that's where they meet Art for the first time. They see him earlier, but this is the first time that they actually interact with him. And the blonde is quirky. She's fun. I love when she sees Art staring at them. She is teasing the brunette. She's saying, like, he likes you, blah, blah, blah. She actually gets up, sits on his lap, and he's just looking evil and pissed off and deranged and demented. And she gets on his lap, and she's taking selfies with him and, like, moving his face and stuff like that. She's a lot of fun. I like her. She's not too over the top and stupid like you would expect a drunk blonde chick in a slasher film to be. Liked her a lot. Brunette, liked her too. She was more guarded. And she was a believable performance, I guess. Likable. She had good chemistry with her friend. I bought her fear. Like, there's a couple scenes where she is watching her friend get tortured. I mentioned spoilers. And it's just believable. And you care enough about this character. You want her to survive because we're following her more. So the other characters, we follow the brunette's sister because the two girls eventually get a flat tire. It's insinuated that Art the clown slashed it. So we follow the brunette's sister. You know, she's going there to pick them up, and of course she gets tormented by Art as well. She's also very likable. She's also very, you know, you believe it when she finds some bodies and she has to break down. You believe her fear a lot of times. So very likable. The other characters, we get a couple exterminators that are in the building while this is all going down. One character is like the protector. He gets taken out earlier, comes back, he saves one of the girls. He doesn't have a lot. He doesn't have a lot to work with, but when he's on the screen, he's, you know, I like the scene where one of the characters has just been brutally assaulted. She's sitting on a couch and he's calling for 911, and they're saying, you know, stay right where you are. We're coming to get you. And he says, no, this girl's gonna bleed out. I'm getting her to the hospital. So he was likable too. And that's mainly all we're gonna follow. There is a crazy cat lady type of character who, I mean, she's squatting in the warehouse and she's in it for maybe 5 minutes. She's okay. She does what she's got to do. Nothing special. So the non-clown characters are fine. I like them. Let's get to Art. I'm going to pull this back up because I want to know this guy's name, who plays Art. I believe it is in the credits. David Howard Thornton plays Art the Clown. Now, I loved him as Art the Clown, especially because there's no words said. This is completely a silent performance. Basically, you know, if you saw the picture, he looks somewhat like a mime. It's all mime. It's all facial expressions. It's all body language. It's all hand movements. And it goes from funny to creepy to menacing. Perfect example is when they're at the diner and they're looking over. Art walks in. He's got this big trash bag, hanging it on his back, kind of like, Santa Claus. And he sits down. He's sitting across from the girls, and he's just glaring at them. And then they look over, and he's like this, smiling, and then he's just this and that. And it's unnerving, but it's funny at the same time. And then when the blonde's taking a selfie, and he's just having none of it. He gets a coin. He goes to a table and he steals some of the tip, that people left for their dinner, and he puts it in like a gumball machine. He gets like a ring, and he goes over and he gets on his knees and he puts the ring on the girl's finger, and asks, basically mimes that he asks her hand in marriage. Wonderful. And then when he becomes psychotic, it's believable. His facial expressions of being menacing and scary and brutal, and it's great. I love his performances, and it's like a switch that's flipped, because he's torturing people in one scene, and then he's just, it's he's having fun, and it's great, and I love it. Fantastic performance. Love the design of the clown character. He looks just like an evil clown mixed with maybe a witch, because he's got the crooked nose, he's got the big chin, he's got disgusting, horrible teeth. Love it. You want a demented clown that doesn't have the rainbow wig or whatever. This is the way to go, and it's freaky as shit to look at. And it's nice because it's all black and white, so when he does his brutal killings, you get the red blood contrast on that white, and I love it. I love everything about this Art character. I wish we learned a backstory about him. If we did, it was said maybe in one line and I missed it. I would hope for a sequel, because they do leave it open for a sequel. I will say that, and that's all I'll say there. I want to know who the fuck this guy is. Why is he doing what he's doing? Because, the way this guy has portrayed Art, I want more of him. The gore, a lot of it's very gory. Budget's not very big, so it's hit and miss. Some guy loses some fingers. He gets his fingers cut off, and that's fine. But then you see, they always do the whole hold the injured part up above your, right in front of your face, and you can tell it's just a bad fake arm or whatever. But it still doesn't take away from a lot of the brutal kills. We get a face stomping that is disgusting and great. We get lots of stabbings. Um, we get, decapitations, which the decapitation is hit and miss. Um, we a lot of these weapons are stabbing instruments, and that just makes it more brutal than say like a gun or something like that. Even though we do get a gun used, which was a little bit of a disappointment. Um, and speaking of gore, this is the only thing I knew about the movie because I've seen the endless memes. I'm not going to spoil it so much, but I'll say if you've seen any Ed Gein um, crime scene photos, there is a kill that is taken straight out of there. It's brutal to see, even though a lot of it is camera tricks where you don't see a lot of the gore, but you see the after effect. Um, it's a horrific scene because the person is alive as it starts to happen, and another person is watching as it starts to happen. And Art is just he's at home, he's having fun doing this, and then of course he takes a selfie at the end. So it's a fun scene afterwards after this brutal stuff. Um, there's some other Ed Gein references. He wears the skin of one of his victims. There's more than just the three girls that are being chased. So he does have more things to play with. But he walks outside and he's wearing someone's body, which is perfect out of Ed Gein again. So heavily influenced. But that, like, I'm just gonna call it the crime scene photo scene. Pretty brutal. And then, like I said, that perfect way of comic relief where Art takes the selfie and he's smiling in it. It was perfect timing for that. So the gore is great. Score, I think there's like some techno or some industrial metal in it. I didn't really care. I wasn't paying too much attention to the soundtrack because I was more into wanting to see what the fuck Art's going to do next. Because you did not know what this guy was going to do next. The chase scenes are great. They're believable. They don't go on for too long, but these girls are not dumb. They're hiding the way they should be hiding. I like these characters. I want them to survive. You will be surprised at who does survive. I did not see that coming at all, and that's good for a horror movie. You don't necessarily want to know, is that the person that's going to survive? Holy shit, they're taken out. That's one of the reasons why I liked the Friday the 13th remake. One of those people died that you didn't think was going to die, and that's really cool. I like that a lot. One of my favorite scenes in the beginning is the opening sequence. You're seeing Art get ready. He's at his table with his weapons, and he's getting them set up, and he's putting on his face paint and stuff like this. And it reminded me of the beginning of A Nightmare on Elm Street, where you see Freddy putting the glove together. Or the Elm Street wannabe Shocker, which I still really enjoy. But Horace Pinker, he's getting all his stuff together. So whoever directed this, I'm not going to open up the picture again right now, must be heavily influenced by Wes Craven as well as the Ed Gein stuff. So kudos to him. The only problem I have with this film, and it's kind of nitpicking, is there's an unnecessary scene, which I won't get into, with a news reporter and someone else, and then where that goes, and then the twist ending. I don't want to reveal so much with that because that would kind of ruin it, but it was seen kind of a mile away after you found out what Art was doing at the end of this film. It just didn't need to be in the film. It was kind of dumb, it was out of place in the beginning, and it wasn't really a, like, oh my god moment at the end, even though they tried to make it like an oh my god moment at the end. Didn't really care for it. Kind of dumb. But that's just nitpicking. And here's kind of a minor spoiler. So if you haven't seen the film and you're worried about it, don't watch this part. This whole time you think Art is a human because he gets hurt when he's attacking one of the girls and he gets stabbed in like the armpit with his scalpel and he falls down and feels pain. And then when Art is taken out at the end of the film, no fucking way he's surviving. And then in the morgue, he's still alive. In a kind of a neat scene because the lights flicker and this and that, and he wakes up and takes out somebody. But I kind of wanted Art to stay dead. Maybe, like I said, I wanted to know more of this Art character. Maybe get a prequel or find out maybe he's part of a group of Arts. I don't know. But when you find out he's supernatural or something to do with the supernatural, I didn't care for that so much. But again, nitpicking. Overall, now I'll get the picture. Overall, man, Bronco Juggalo, I am very, very happy that you told me to watch Terrifier. So happy you picked this for me, man. I had a blast. It's only maybe 90 minutes, so it's fast paced. None of it drags at all. I really enjoy the characters. I really enjoy 90% of the gore. Like I said, that fake hand, thought that looked like that. But when he's holding the hand like this with the no fingers, it just looks so fake. But great gore. That Art, the clown, the how he's a mime, doesn't say a fucking word. Fantastic. The change of emotions. Had a lot of fun. Highly, highly recommend Terrifier. So thank you, Bronco. Cheers to you, man. I'm glad you picked one that I really like. So now how we end these. We're supposed to pick another film for the other person to enjoy. I did not give this a lot of thought, to be honest, because I wanted to get this review done and up by the end of this weekend. But I'm going to just say fuck it. I had him review Troll 2 recently. Really good review. Please check out his Troll 2 review. And he still owes me a review of Graveyard Shift by Stephen King. But those reviews have nothing to do with this series. Since I know you own the film, I'm going to tell you, and since it has nothing to do with Troll 2, I want you to review the original Troll. Directed by John Carl Buechler, who did Friday the 13th Part 7. Stars Noah Hathaway from The Neverending Story. Really good practical effects. I personally really enjoyed it. It was a nice fantasy horror film from my childhood. Also stars Sonny Bono and Elaine from Seinfeld. Go figure. So Bronco, I will say thank you, man. I really enjoyed Terrifier. You have to review Troll. That's it. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, click the bell. Don't care. Check out Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies. Link will be in the description below. Check out the playlist on my channel of the Bronco Eric review series. It will have all of our reviews, my channel and his channel. Cheers, and I can't think of any quotes from this movie, but I will just say thank you, man. This was a lot of fucking fun.